Hola, amigos, and welcome to Keyframers, the collaborative coding live stream where we bring imaginative user interfaces to life. I'm your host, Stephen Shaw.
And I'm your host, David Khourshid.
Together we are coding compadres, animation amigos, Boolean buddies, and keyframe companions.
Yeah, so we're creating a fun animation from scratch live using HTML, if I could say that, HTML, I mean, it's right in the name, CSS, and maybe even some JavaScript and React. So, gonna throw that in there.
Yeah.
As always, we're happy to answer any questions that you may have, so please reach out in the chat or the comments.
That's right. Yeah, today's animation is pretty rad. You sent this over last week. We were trying to stream last week, just ran into some scheduling issues, but here we are now to do Archived Chronicles by Ali Zafir Iqbal, perhaps. But yeah, really cool, just like grid layout for these videos is what's happening here. We're just going to use images. Where it's kind of panning around this grid of videos, and you select one and it expands full screen. Super cool effect. I dig it. Yeah. Anything that drew you to this in particular?
Sorry, what was that?
Anything that drew you to this in particular?
Honestly, the grid moving, and like I saw it and I was like, all right, this seems complex enough where you don't see it every day. But then the more you think about it, and this might be my naivety, but I'm like, you know what? This actually wouldn't be too hard of an effect, and it's a really nice effect.
Yeah.
You're sort of like just merging in two worlds. Like the traditional list view and details view are all just coming into one. So yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely a cool effect, and I guess it doesn't seem simple, but yeah, it's gonna present some fun challenges as we get into it. So yeah, let's get started. So yeah, we decided we were gonna use React for this, just to simplify some of the DOM stuff and make it a little more relatable to a lot of you devs out there. And did some basic setup already. Just got a grid of images. It's 5 by 5. I chose skateboarding images because it's super cool that skateboarding is now in the Olympics. I'm pretty happy about that. Makes the Olympics a lot more watchable. Yeah, there's an array of images in the app component. We're just rendering those out as individual images. You click one and it's selected. That's something we'll update and change, but just showing some general activity there. And then for the gallery grid layout, I've got the image width set as 40 viewport width, because we want there to be like a little bit of overhang. Like if you got an image centered like this one right here, you want the others to be visible, but not fully in the frame, kind of like these in the mock-up there. And so there's a grid template columns repeating 5 times of that 40 width, and that gives us an element that's going to be larger than our actual like screen size, and that's okay. That's what we want, because we're going to kind of translate and move things around to get those images centered in there. Other than that, not too much to say about the setup. How would you like to get started, David?
Well, can we actually try something? So, when I first looked at this, I actually thought about a different way just to save ourselves a lot of math and a lot of confusion with those calculations, where the image width, and I'm glad that you made this a variable, is, and you're going to scream, but 100 VW.
Oh boy.
Like have each of these be absolutely huge and the image height be 100 V8. So I'll just put here image height 100 VH, and so now you have the images taking up the full screen. And so this is the goal. And then now that we have these images like nice and big, and it's almost as if we zoomed in already. We take the gallery, and I'm just going to, just as a proof of concept, do a transform scale 0.3.
Oh boy.
Is that too small?
Well, we need to. Where did it go? It's gone, and my screen.
It's in some corner.
Yeah, I'm not finding it. Okay, there it is. Wow, what? Why is it anchored right?
Yeah, I have no idea, not the slightest clue. But now you have your grid, and then like just going in between, like image to image, is just a matter of centering it on that image, which that's the simple math that we could do, and then transforming it to 1.
Yeah.
And then now you're zoomed in. So
all right, I'm not opposed to this. The source animation, I think, kind of lines up with that as you zoom in. Yeah, it's zooming in the full grid. It's not just zooming in one image.
Exactly.
So, yeah, I support that.
All right, let's give it a try.
Yeah, I guess. Okay, I guess it's kind of centered. It's so weird. Like, why is it?
Yeah, it is very far away.
It's anchored right, but center. Let's just transform origin top left for now and see. Okay, so that does work. That at least gets everything up in the top.
Yeah.
It's strange that it gives so much vertical scroll, and then no horizontal, or no like horizontal overflow. That's interesting.
Yeah. So let's map out what we want to do in the actual React app. When we click an image, and you already have a use state here for the selected image, but when we click an image, we want to do 2 things in sequence. First, we want to center the image. So I'm just going to say, well, we're going to put this in a use effect, and I don't know if you have use effect. Oh yeah, I do. Yeah. Look at that, planned ahead. All right, so in the use effect, we're going to do 2 things, and don't forget your brackets here. Oh wow, it's jumping around a lot. But anyway, selected, and right now none of them are selected. All right, that's pretty weird how it's jumping around. I don't know if that's me or. All right,
the code is jumping.
Yeah, the code's jumping around, but it's all good. Anyway, so in the use effect, 2 things. First thing is we're going to center on the selected image, and then after that's done, and that's going to be done in like, I don't know, 0.6 seconds or 1 second, we zoom the gallery in, or from 0.04 to 0.1. So this is going to be the mathy part, this first step right here, and we need to figure out how to do that.
Yeah. Right. So right now, the way I have it happening, it's not actually giving like the element or anything like that.
That's fine.
So we might need to update this to like use some refs or something.
Yeah. So I'm doing that right over here. We could say const images ref equals use ref, and that's going to be an object. And so the ref for each of these, and in ref you could have a node or a function that takes the DOM node, and then you could do whatever the heck you want with it. So you could say images ref dot current source equals node.
Hey, that's cool.
Yeah. And let's
and then we could do the
console.log that.
We could do the same thing for selected. Say like on click, we can set that as the value rather than, well, let's see.
So I'm looking at the ref object right now, and it works. So each source, which is just that URL, is tied to an image component, which is exactly what we want. So that works fine. And so whenever we select one, we could say const image L image
of course.
equals images ref dot current selected, and we are going to say const rect equals L image dot get bounding client rect, and so let's console.log that rect. So now whenever we click one, we should see that rect. But
I turned off auto updating preview. I'm not sure if that is showing for you, but that should cannot read.
No.
Oh, so yeah, might want to wrap it.
Well, no, current is going to be defined.
So we want if both of those things are true, then
right.
We'll do this.
Yeah. It's just tab that. Okay, so I think we're back in business, right?
Should be.
All right, so when we click one, okay, cool, we're getting recs. We are getting wrecked.
Nice. I'm gonna add a console.clear at the top here. And then, yeah, so we've got information. How do you plan to use this information?
I don't know. I thought we were done at this point. All right, so the way we're going to use this, and correct me if I'm wrong, but that bounding client rect, it works with transform. So it's going to give you the rect of the actual transformed element. Pretty sure. It's been a while.
It should, right? Because we're showing the width as around 300 and on my screen. So that.
Okay, instead of like the full actual width. Okay, so we need to do math because we need to figure out how to position it such that we translate the app so that the selected element is centered. And so what we need to do is we also need to get a ref for the actual gallery.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to say const gallery ref equals use ref. And that's actually going to be null because we're just going to add that. Yeah, you got it right over there. So yeah, we're going to, we have two rectangles. We have the selected rectangle and we have the gallery rectangle. And we want to, my brain is mush. Well, what would the math here be?
All right,
sorry, go ahead.
So we're going to essentially or add the image rect x to the gallery rect x.
Well, so we want the image rect center.
Right. Yeah. So we gotta add a few properties here.
So I was gonna say const image center x equals, and this is just image rect dot left plus image rect dot width divided by 2. And let's solve for x first, or the left to right. So the gallery, we only need the left to that, so that's fine. Trying to think. So we want that center x to be the window center. Do we need no, we don't need a ref for the window. Window's always available. So we could say const doc rect equals, or sorry, body rect equals documents dot body dot get bounding client.
Well, we're just planning to translate the gallery itself, right?
Yep, but we're translating it to the center of the viewports. So that's why we need to know the width of the body. And I guess you don't need client rect for that. Well, what's the width again for the body? Like document.body.
Client width.
Something like that. Let me just double check. Oops. Spelled gallery rect with an extra. Let's see, document.body. client. Yeah, you're right. So we really don't need that. We could just say body width equals document.body dot clients width. I always wondered why it's called clients width and not just width, but
Well,
I'm sure there's a reason.
it has a history from before box sizing and like content box and border box and all that, because there's inner width, which is just like which is box sizing like content box, and then client width is kind of like box sizing border box for some reason.
All right, so asking a question here, how far do we need to translate the image for it to be centered? And what that question translates to, pardon the pun, unintentional, is that we want image center X to equal body width divided by 2. So we find the delta between that. So I'm just going to say const delta X equals so
before you get too far here, let's log body width and make sure, because body width might be fitting the entire thing, 750. Let's see, 750 is what it is for mine. Okay, so that should be correct. I was making sure that body wasn't expanding to fill the full gallery.
That sounds like me on Thanksgiving Day. Anyway, let's see, console.log, move the image delta X. So hopefully this is right. Let's click some random images and find out. So if I click the top left image, it says move the image 496 pixels to the right, which that seems right. No pun intended. And if I click an image to the right, it gives me a negative number. So I think that we're good.
Yeah, it seems relatively right. The only way to tell is to start...
yeah, and that means we don't need the gallery rect. So I was wrong there. I'm wrong way more often than I'm right.
But we probably will need kind of a use state set up for like our deltas to apply delta, and we'll say that as use state, just an empty object.
Right, image center Y. So now I'm just repeating the same process for Y, image center
Okay.
Y,
I'll start plugging this in as a style. We'll say
okay.
Well, let's use some CSS variables for this so that we can have some more control. We can say delta.x, and y is just going to be delta.y. Do that there, and then we can do set delta x, delta y, and in theory, this is going to start offsetting the images when we click them. Run and find out. Moment of truth. Something's broken. Gallery ref is not defined. Gotta remove that here as well. Important. Well, and I guess we need to actually do transform. We want to do our scale first, right? No, we want to.
No, you want to transform first because translate. Just because otherwise you're going to be, it's just not going to work.
And right now, so those are pixel values. Let's add, let's do that here so we don't have to worry about that just yet. So running, and oh boy, broke. Let's default to 0. To 0 there.
And then I moved the scale to the outside because it was inside for some reason.
Yeah, that's
okay.
Still broken.
Oh wait, this comma has no place being here. There we go. So you click and we get a gallery rect is not defined.
Gallery rect is not defined. And the use, okay, so it's just leftovers. Always fun refactoring. Okay, so it exploded.
It disappeared.
Yeah, let's console.log. So move the image delta x and delta y. Let's log those values so we can understand what's happening. I think they might need to be after the scale. 876 for the y. Goodness. That doesn't seem right.
I'm going to turn y to 0.
Okay.
And let's figure that out. Okay, so that works for x. What did I do wrong for y?
It's kind of working. I think our translate needs to be after the scale because those values coming through are actually where it's not transformed. You know what I mean?
I think I know why the y is why the y. Get viewports. We don't actually want the body width and height. We want the viewports width and height. And so that is not client height, that's inner height. So I learned something new today.
You can also use window for that. We don't necessarily want body here.
You're right. Yeah, that's very, very, very true. So this is window.inner width and window.inner height. Okay. All right, so now if we change this back, here goes nothing. Sort of. I like sort ofs.
Yeah. Yeah, the X is more appropriate. That's good. I mean, the Y is more appropriate.
I'm going to move the scale back, where we're going to scale it back, scale the scale back, and try that again. And I think it's working. Don't want to jinx it, but...
Hey, yep. Kind of. Well, as soon as it translates, it throws everything off. But that first one you do... That first one you do seems to be okay. Because it's it's already offset. So we might have to calculate the delta from the other delta.
Yeah, so remember how I removed the gallery
ref?
I think I have to unremove it.
Yeah. All right.
Okay. So, yep, back to work. That's okay. We have ref, gallery ref. Where is we need a ref over there. So const gallery ref equals use ref null. And Shaw is adding back gallery ref. Get bounding client rect. And now we have to do a little bit more math.
Right.
Because
so for this we can just say gallery rect dot left plus image rect. Actually, I think it's all fine. Yeah. Unparenthesized.
Yeah.
That should be sufficient. We'll see. Dot op. Let's rerun and try that.
It's still being a little weird, a little funky.
Yeah.
So
math, man.
Yeah. All right. So let's say that the gallery is translated and the image is translated too. And so we want to get it to the center. So what we have to do is we have to, pretending the gallery is not translated, we move it, but we have to remove how much the gallery is moved to. So I think we actually have to subtract. And we could actually just do negative gallery left and negative gallery top for that. So
let's find out. Hey, nice. Look at your math.
Oh man. Okay. I'm so glad that I can do this on a Monday.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, that's really good. That's
cool. So we have our math working. And now we just need to add a nice animation touch, but we also have to like have it translate to and then zoom out. So
yeah. Okay.
We could actually.
We should just be able to do transition on the transform. for animation. That should work, no problem. Trying something out real quick.
I'm gonna add some finite states in here. It's going to be important because we don't want, like, it will seriously mess us up if we click one, it's moving to it, and then we click another. So we want to basically be like, if you click an image, we're going through the whole dance of translating it, zooming in, and you can't do anything until it's zoomed in. And when it's zoomed in, clicking it will only let you zoom out. So that's what those finite states are for. And this actually becomes a good lesson in how you could introduce finite states into your application without going through use reducer or xdata or anything like that, because all you need is use state. So const, I'm just going to call it mode equals use state. And we're going to say that right now we're in gallery mode. Okay. So when we're in gallery mode, yeah, you could do all of this. And we set the delta, and you say it's going to translate, right? So, okay, so that's not in yet. All right. So we're setting the delta, it's going to translate, but I also want to set the mode to photo. So there's two modes, photo mode and gallery mode. So if mode, oops, mode, set mode. So if mode equals photo, I don't want to do anything. If you click, then, you know, nothing should happen. Or actually, we should deselect it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sure, yeah. All right, should we add some transitions just to test this out?
Sure, so, transition, transform, 2 seconds, here. Shot here. Just nice and snappy. We'll want to increase that. Yeah, because right now, gets into some weird. Feels like a weird.
Yeah,
state.
well, we didn't zoom in yet. So here, let's see. We have gallery, gallery to photo, and then you can do set timeouts, which I know. How long is the transition?
Right now it's just 0.3 seconds.
All right, well, I'll just do 500 milliseconds, and we're going to set mode to photo. And so, all right, so I'm thinking, and that mode, I'm actually going to put directly, oh yeah, you already did that. Wow, reading my mind. So we have a data mode, and yeah, I also have another mode, so gallery to photo, and that's that transition period. And so after half a second I put it, it goes to photo, so it will just zoom right in.
Yeah, it messes up our calculations though. Let me see if we can change that. No, it doesn't really matter where you put the scale there. Yeah. So when we're in photo mode, you almost need to multiply the dx times the zoom.
Well, so when we're in photo mode, the only thing that should happen is it should scale out when you click. So,
well, so I've already set it so that starting out you're at zoom 0.4 in the CSS here. around line 25, zoom 0.4, and I've got that set on the scale. And then in the data mode photo, zoom is equal to 1. So it's actually going to zoom in and out now if you click it.
Whoa.
Yeah, but because of our values are basically based on the scaled setup. So
hey, I got an idea. We could also change the transform origin to
the DX.
Maybe. Or wait, I have a different idea. Maybe the gallery isn't what zooms in. Maybe it's the parent that zooms in.
The app.
So the app, or something else. So we have one element that's in charge of like the zooming in and out, and one element that's in charge of the translation, and that's going to save us a lot of headaches.
Yeah. So in the chat, Bastian is saying transform origins top left still wouldn't it work if that was centered. So we can see that real quick. The issue is we're ending up with really weird coordinates happening there. Yeah, it's not that's not exactly the solution needed here. It might be once we change like the zoom and element. So you're saying the app itself?
Yeah, let's try that. So basically, let's delegate all of the zooming over to the app. So .app.
And we'll move data mode up there too.
Yes. So I'm going to take the scale zoom out of the gallery. And yeah, so we could just put all those zooms up in there. And so we have this data mode photo, which is going to go right in here. And did I break something? Probably. Oh, do we need to transform origin the app instead? Yeah, we probably do. Transform origin, origin top left. Okay, so there we go. It's being a little bit weird, but
same issue for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's almost like when we're zooming in, when we're scaling up, like we need to multiply the DX coordinates based on kind of that inverted scale. That makes sense.
Or wait, we have, oh man, but transform origin really should be center.
Sorry.
Like if it were centered, like our problem would be solved. But it's also going to end up in a weird position at the starts because of the aforementioned problem. So,
but we can also get around that by setting kind of some default like a default translate of like -50% potentially. But yeah, it's still weird. That should be.
Yeah, this does become really tricky because of that issue.
It's just math.
Yeah, it's a lot of math. A little too much math for a Monday. Okay, so let's. I'm going to get rid of the zoom for now.
Oh, hold on. One thing.
I'm holding on.
So part of the issue there. The gallery itself, the way the images are like overflowing from it, like if you inspect it and look at the gallery, the like bounds of it itself are weird unless you set width fit content. But there's still like some overflowing that happens from like the parent app element. Like the app element is not fitting the content either, so that's part of it. If we do width fit content up here, that may help. And run again.
I also realized something, that when we translate the gallery, it's translating that number of pixels, but it needs to translate even more than the number of pixels because it is zoomed out.
Right. That's what I've been saying. Like multiply those values by kind of the inverse scale. Whenever we're in the photo mode, like we change those values.
All right. So here, calc var zoom divided by var dx.
Yeah, maybe.
Zomo divided by var dy.
Yeah, that's possibly gonna break it. Let's see. What I was thinking. So maybe we set those dx and dy values on the app, and then we pass down the adjusted values for.
Okay. Yeah.
So let's here.
Plus, I think my math's wrong.
Yeah, we need to multiply them. So let's move this style here to our app, so we can have these values. Let's go ahead and say delta x, delta y, and what we'll do is set that here to be x var delta x, y var y. And
okay, so right now we get that not quite centering behavior, which I mean that's what we expect. So.
Right. We're kind of back to square one, and that's what we want. So let's say invert is going to be calc 1 divided by our zoom, I think is going to be the number we want. And then what we'll say down here is dx is going to be calc var delta x times var invert. And same, for the dy there. And theory.
Well, if zoom is 1, then 1 divided by 1 is 1. So
well, but invert here should be the divided by. We can be explicit and just say 0.4. Let's say 5. So 5. That should be correct.
No, I lost the gallery.
Again.
All right. Nope. Thinking of it in real world terms, if we're zoomed out by half and it needs to move to the left 100, it really needs to move to the left 200.
Right. And that's what this math should be doing. It's multiplying those values. This turns out to be 2.5. So in theory, that's correct. In practice, we're getting some wild translations.
Right, because I cannot see that at all.
Yeah.
Why is that happening? All right, because you see nothing, right?
No, I mean it's working for me.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's wrong, but it's
working.
I
saw black. I saw nothing but black.
Okay. Try refreshing. Is it And make sure you rerun when we make these changes.
Okay.
Yeah, the math is just wrong, but it's working.
Right. All right. So we're transforming, or so we're just zooming the app, which is right. We still have our transform origin top left, which is a bit of a problem because we want it to be centered. Yeah. Let's see what happens if we like actually just have it centered, even though we have to scroll to it. Like that's a problem that we could solve later.
Yeah. So Daniel is saying, what about translating the images and zooming the app? That's essentially what we're doing here. We've got the zoom on the app itself, and then the translating actually happens on the gallery.
And now my CoPen froze.
Oh boy.
That's probably because we're doing something funny.
A lot of funny business happening here.
All right, well, I will just open a new one. Oops. Not a new CoPen, the one we were working on.
New tab.
Yeah.
Okay, let's say.
All right, same thing. I just see. Oh, wait, there we go. It's in the center. And it's still, the math is still a little bit wrong.
Yeah.
All right, so let's just do the, let's just get centering it perfect before worrying about zoom. I think that would be a good first step.
Yeah, so in that case, if we just comment this out, like, and keep the top left origin, then everything works. We know that much. It seems like it's not fully centered to me, but let's see. Something's off. I'm going to do overflow hidden on HTML again.
Yeah, and again, that might be that zoom factor too.
Yeah.
So
well, but nothing's really using that right now. Yeah, I've got that commented out.
Okay, so I think I know what to do that could really, really simplify this. Right now we're basing things on the center of the actual window. Let's not do that. Let's base it on the center of, like, basically centering the image in the gallery, regardless of where the gallery is. I think that's going to be a lot easier. So
so just our image center X then.
Yeah, so instead of win width divided by 2, it's going to be gallery rex.width, width divided by 2, and this is going to be gallery rex.height. So now we're not worrying about the window. Our goal is to just center it in the gallery, and then we could zoom, and we don't have to worry about all of these different calculations. So
the left column works correctly for me, kind of, but the others are not centered. Is it plus?
Yeah, we could try plus.
Oh, nope.
Nope, still not centering.
Yeah, so we do have like image center X and image center Y. They are factoring in like the gallery position. Should
wait a minute. Okay, so I know. Sorry, this is a lot more math than I bargained for, really. So let's see. We have the image in the center. We're trying to figure out how much to move it. So instead of moving it by a pixel value, I'm going to have XP, and this is going to be gallery rex.width divided by delta x. And so that's going to give us a number between, well, a number, a ratio. And so we could use that, and we could translate percentage based instead of pixel based. And so that might actually solve things. So you could just change those X and Y with XP and YP. So
yeah, I'm sending all of those values through. Here we can say let's just do that in here. Be that line. Say
oh, wait a minute, this is the wrong way. Sorry. Delta X divided by the width, delta Y divided by the gallery. Yeah. Okay. Are the transforms in position?
they are top left currently. Let me do something here. So we got to do calc.
100% times. Oops.
Just doing that here for now to test this out. And there. P
Okay.
theory.
Do I
does it
need to
need
refresh?
Does it need to
Oh,
be
wow.
negative?
Possibly. That just, yeah, that went very far.
Let's try negative 100%. 100%. It's moving around.
Just not the right way.
No, it's not correct.
All right, well, it's going the wrong direction, so let's change that negative.
It's sometimes going the wrong direction for me.
That's strange.
Yeah.
I mean, mine's going the wrong direction all the time, so. It is very fun, though, I will say.
Yeah. That's so off.
All right, and we're not doing any inverts or anything funky. All right, let me double check my math in here. So the delta is the distance between the center of the image and the gallery rect width, gallery rect height. So that should be correct. And then we have gallery rect. So delta X divided by the width, delta Y divided by the height. And so that represents a percentage in which we need to translate the entire gallery.
Yeah.
So hold on. Let me actually. No, that's not right. Okay. Man.
What if we just take off let me go. If we take off this, will we get the gallery centered?
Let's find out.
That's a good way to find out if the math is correct. What did I mess up? I can only use stuff up.
Thanks everyone for watching us struggle so far, by the way.
If you know math, then please.
Yeah.
Okay, it zoomed off somewhere. So that's
it's off in the distance.
Yeah. So if we do a negative 100% there, 100% there, try this again. That's not Yeah, I guess that's center. Because that's the center. So, oh boy, why is this math so hard? I'm blanking on the.
Yeah, you know what? I really don't know myself. I mean, it should work in theory. Here, let's
So we are factoring in the gallery rect left and the gallery rect top to the image center. I don't know if that's probably part of it here.
Okay. I'm console logging like the actual percentage values in which they should all move. So
okay. Yeah, because right now that should be 0.5 because I'm just doing the gallery rect width divided by 2. So let's add in image center there. That goes. Getting some funky values there. Go 0.19. Okay. Oh, we're still translating with negative. Let's do that and that. I'm pretty sure it's got to be negative.
For what part?
For the actual like translate line 42 in the CSS. That needs to be negative, and you know technically we could be translating negative 50% on the gallery itself in the CSS and not be using all the gallery rect width divided by 2 business. But let's get something more working before we do that. Yeah, it's like it's something's weird there. Center Y. Okay, let's see.
Good idea. Don't mind me. If you run it again, I zoomed way out. Might help.
Sure, yeah. Okay, that's not right.
Whoa.
I adjusted a value there. So that's me. Okay, try that again.
Okay.
Yeah, see, it's
we should have done this at the beginning. Just like have 0.1 be our. All right. So
yeah, it's like the Y is inverted for me.
So I'm convinced that these negative 100s should be 100s. I know we keep going back and forth on that, but now let's check it out.
That's kind of right.
Let's do. Okay, yeah, that's right.
Let's do a border solid Olympics red on our app so we can see the actual app element framing it.
All right, now I feel like we're close.
Yeah, that seems a little bit better. There we go.
Okay, so that's all good. And now all we have to do is the zooming, right?
Yes. So let's test it though with our zoom back where we had it real quick to be sure that because that does not work for me. Because app is with thick content. Let's do that here. I think we might need to be using the window size rather than gallery. Delta X.
Okay, yeah, I mean we could try that.
Because the gallery is going to be the like full business, and the gallery is not centered in the window, so that's why it seems like it keeps jumping around. So let's see, Delta X. So is that going to be Let's see. Window dot.
Well, I have win width and win height.
Okay.
They're brand new Windows programs.
Width, win height, and then win height. Let's see. I think that's at least part of the issue. Okay. Man. Yeah, so it comes down to the scaling. I think if we leave our zoom as just as 1, then it will probably be correct.
I mean, when we had a 0.1, it was actually working more or less with the centering.
Yeah, because we weren't dealing with window overflow. Correct. I got it. Okay. Right. By 2. Because ultimately, like, it needs to be centered in the viewport. It doesn't really matter what the rectangle is doing, or what the gallery itself is doing. But like let's see, if we do this and that. Okay, so that here, but okay, that's still working. Okay, that's what we want. See if we do this and this. Still. Yeah, that's so weird. If we do this, let's say body with display grid center.
So yeah, I'm pretty sure that people have made libraries for this, and they've spent days just figuring out the math here.
Yeah.
So that you don't have to, but here we are.
Okay. I mean that it works a little bit better. If we do. Let's see. It's not. Okay, that's not exactly it, but that's
no. Yeah.
Hold on. Stay with me here.
All right. See your transform magic.
Okay. I mean, does that? It's a little bit better. Oh, we also have that top left still. Take that. Going to affect it. Yeah, I mean that's kind of right. Let's increase the zoom. Zoom in, enhance. I mean
things are centering.
Yeah.
We just need to, just make sure that it's zoomed in, or that after 500 seconds or so, it zooms in.
Yeah. So we can try that here. We'll leave off.
I'm nervous, but let's see.
Doubt. Oh, nope. Let's see here. Take. Yeah, I don't know where we're wrong here in the calculating, and that's.
I got an idea though. Now that's, and I know I'm backtracking here, but now that we have our translations via percentages, we could probably move back to having zoom in the gallery as well. So let's try that. And we don't really need to do anything here other than remove the zoom. Yeah, so we could just, I mean, actually that's not gonna work. We actually have to put that, is it gonna be the first thing?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's try that. I keep forgetting that I have to rerun this.
Yeah. No. Okay, so that's
okay. So it's zooming,
left.
but not the right way.
Yeah.
Hey,
Something is off. Hey.
I know, but it's like 90% working. Like, I don't know if you're seeing what I'm seeing, but
yeah,
we are very close.
Okay, so I took off top left. Let me add that back in. Get that back. No. Okay, so we don't want top left. That does not seem to help us. Gosh, this is so weird.
Yeah.
Thanks, Danny.
What happened?
He was saying, good luck, guys. Watch this later. I mean, it's if you scroll and get it centered in like the scrolling viewport, it works.
Yeah.
It's working. So right now, it's very difficult here to figure out getting it centered in the actual like viewport. So that does first here.
These moments call for a pencil and paper, and I don't have either of those.
I've got a pen.
Okay, yeah, if you could just toss that over. Wait, I found a pencil. There we go.
Paper
okay,
is what I'm lacking.
Okay, so we have a grid, and theoretically it is zoomed in already, and we need to zoom it out. So
yeah, so I'm getting weird results, like when you click in and out, it gets all weird. Yeah, something's just off.
yeah. Yeah, I'm sore stumped.
Yeah. We've got it somewhat right. It's just there's one of our values that we're doing wrong. I can't. There's so many possible places that we're messing up the calculation.
Yeah.
That's very difficult. Oh,
Can
boy.
we go back to just centering? And that's sort of like my, when you play a video game and you have a checkpoint, that's my save points.
So yeah, canceling the zoom one. It's easy enough. and we had the zoom on app. That was part of the solution there. This back up here. It here should get us part of the way here. Yeah, so that gets it centered within the app.
Wait a minute. I think wow, why haven't I thought of this before? So actually no, I'm changing why haven't I thought of this before, but still, what if we also change the transform origin when we click? Mm-hmm. And so basically, because what we want to do is we want to center in on that image center, and then we want to zoom in. So
yeah, we would do that on the app here.
Yeah, so the transform origin is going to end up being that delta XP, delta YP stuff.
All right, in theory, that's what we're dealing with. We can also translate the app itself if we need. Like that's an option. And what is our click handler on? It's only on
yeah, so yeah, it's just in the zoom behavior that it's doing something really, really, really weird. So you know what, I'm going to do this. We have a zoom of 0.1, and so when we go to photo, we go to zoom 1, but I'm going to do just 0.3. And so that's going to at least make it a little bit less dramatic.
Yeah.
That change. Or more dramatic, I don't know what just happened.
Yeah, where did it go? We might need negative transform origin. We can also try an actual translate instead of transform origin. I think that might be
okay. Yeah, that
might be less confusing. So hold on. Let's add that into the into just this up here, because at the start that'll be 0, and that's fine. And percent. It's like that's not working anymore. Whoa. Okay, if you click 1, it goes way off.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe we could just showcase like just centering, because we have that down.
Yeah, I'm gonna need to call it here. But
all right.
Yeah, if we just do the centering there, so the issue is, so we're dealing with like the element width, the element height, as well as like the viewport width and the viewport height, image width and image height, and trying to get all of these things aligned, and moving and zooming, and so there's a lot of different scale factors in there, and that's just a recipe for a lot of math. So
yeah,
we'll have to either revisit this one or challenge you, the users, to to help us out here and get this math right.
Yeah, I think it's worth a revisit, and not every challenge we do, and this is a challenge that I posed, is one that we succeed in. So you get to see us not succeed sometimes.
A lot of times. So why is that broken right now? It's not centering for me anymore. I don't know what I changed here. Delta. Okay. Is it just the mode stuff? Set mode, gallery to photo, gallery.
Okay, so we have centering correct. It's just zooming that is not correct. Why?
So yeah, something's currently broken for me. I'm gonna comment out the mode stuff. Okay, there we go.
Did I change stuff?
Well,
yeah, but it shouldn't affect it.
Yeah, it was the mode stuff, I think, that was wigging out. This seems to at least gotten it. Origin, we can take that off and try that. That's center. See if that some.
Oh, wait, am I not? Should be zoom
So
1.
yeah, so I commented out the mode stuff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, if we'll revisit this. We'll come back with a better idea.
All right.
So for right now, just looking at centering. Let's say width, fit content, and we've got our main app. Let me this here and go back to transform origin left. Let's get that centering in place. Okay. Yep. So, all right, we've got centering.
Cool.
So cool.
Yeah. It is pretty cool.
It took us a while, but we got it. You know,
yeah,
that's the important bit. So yeah, let's regroup. We'll come back and get this properly implemented, because this is such a cool animation. It really is. Yeah. And the basic principle here is not overly complex. It's just the math, and there's so many different little factors that we have to work on. So let us clean up our math, and we'll come back and get that implemented.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Sounds like a plan.
Yeah. So no summary today. We're just we'll come back and get it actually working. Thank you all so much for staying with us. Will you start our outro, David?
Sure thing. So you can watch the full process of us attempting this animation for a deeper dive into all of our struggles along the way. The full live stream is linked below. Just to show that we're human, I guess.
Yes.
And leave us a comment if you have any questions or any solutions. Actually,
please take this on. This challenge is super fun. We'll have our code linked here shortly. So you can take this and run with it, or implement your own stuff, whatever. We're open to seeing that. But our show is supported by our sponsors: CodePen at CodePen.io, CSS Tricks at CSS-Tricks.com, Stately at Stately.ai, and viewers like you. You can pledge at Patreon.com/keyframers and subscribe to our channel on YouTube for more great content. We've got all those links available below. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, adios, amigos.
Adios.